Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, my TLC, my tiny little channel, also known as Tender Love and Care. I guess you would say from me to you. As you can see today, I have been graced by the presence of this beautiful, intelligent, eloquent, efficiently speaking, emotionally intelligent woman, LYDIAKM. Karibu kwenye TLC.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored.
Yeah.
You don't have guests of your
No, I
they're
don't.
selected. You are chosen. So I feel so amazing to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons we're here is obviously because of you guys. So Lydia, I didn't know when we started talking on DM and I realized we'd been talking, but I didn't know it was you I was talking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the time I caught on to it was just before we...
The over 25?
The over 25. No, not just before. Maybe like 2 months before. And I'm like, wait. We've been kind of chatting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you see this in your DMs as well, where we have people... I'd be tagged on your posts like this chick thinks like Jules.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you get the same.
Or you and Lydia, you and Jules would do something. You guys should, you guys think the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is you guys. I feel like this is selected by the way you guys have been matching us based on the kind of content we have, what we talk about, our interests. We're both Pisces.
Yes, you're also a Pisces.
Yeah.
March what?
March 3rd.
March 3rd and March 5th. And
Yeah.
then Murugi is March 4th.
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
So 2nd, 3rd, 5th. And we know someone who's 4th.
Oh, do you?
A creative.
women?
Yeah, Shem. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we are Pisces as well. So our energy, I think, aligns.
Yeah.
And I've had an actual girl crush on Jules for the longest time.
Stop, girl.
I think you're one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen.
Oh, come on.
I'm dead serious.
Thank you.
And her beauty
Look
is
at
not
her.
like you can just find her. You can find it in the shop. It's a beautiful. It's a Jules kind of beautiful. I've been crushing on her pictures
Stop.
and disgracing myself there, disgracing myself in the comments.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you. That's so sweet of you. Guys, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm excited and I'm nervous and I don't know what I'm feeling. And I never feel any of these feelings when I'm in front of the camera. I'm very relaxed and calm.
But I'm excited.
I think I'm just like, okay,
Pause.
yeah. Is that hair?
It's just your nini just coming off just at the front.
Is it, do I need to go glue it back?
Oh no. Okay, bam. It's gone back. Oh, I like these light ones. Where did you get them?
I shift them in, babe.
Yes,
they're the best. These are everyday lashes.
Yes, they're not the and also they don't have like a
thick band.
It's
okay. Transparent, and you don't even need to do eyeliner.
Cute.
You don't need. You know how you have to do eyeliner so that the band.
Sits.
No, this one you can just do eyeshadow, even no eyeshadow, and just put it on. It doesn't show.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So just push it back in a little bit.
Yeah.
You should glue it back.
Okay.
I wore lashes today because Lydia always has lashes. And the last time I saw her, she's like, "Oh, Jules, you don't wear lashes." Bitch, I wear lashes. But like, I clearly am not putting enough effort for my content. And today I was like, hey, Lydia is coming and must wear lashes. Make sure my wig is flipped right, because Lydia always comes ready. Lydia, you never catch her unawares. So guys, today, you can see I'm here with papers. Lydia has no idea what we're doing. She kind of has an idea, but she doesn't know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. I told her I don't want her to come prepped. I want it to be a very authentic and raw conversation. Yeah. Because of the segment that we're doing. For you who have not been here before, by the way, if it's your first time on my channel, please remember to subscribe. If you like this video already, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment. Even if you have nothing to contribute to the conversation and you just like our vibe, just leave like a love heart and then hit that notification bell over here so that every time I upload a new episode you get a little ping in your notification bar. Now, last year or year before last year was probably the last time I did one of these, which is a MIMO, an acronym for what I call on my tiny little channel, me in my opinion. When I called you to ask you if you, because we were trying to figure out, we knew we wanted to do content together, but I was just like, first I was like, Lydia, you're coming on my channel. I don't care what you say, you're coming. But then I couldn't figure out what I wanted us to discuss, because I wanted us to discuss something that aligns with our vibe. And it just hits me, and I don't like to you know, when you're trying to force
never force energy,
never force creative energy. Yeah,
let it come.
So I was like, I know what we're about. I'm just gonna let it go and wait for it to come to me. And it just came to me. I was like, it's like MIMO. MIMO is this segment called Me and My Opinion. I haven't done a MIMO in such a long time. I haven't been doing content on TLC consistently for a long time because I've been having so many things. But I think now this year, or the remainder of this year, moving into next year, I'm going to be more intentional because I've been able to get help. I had a lot of anxiety around delegating my time into the channel because I'm like, it's mine. I don't want it to become bigger than me now. Then, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So MIMO kind of took a back seat. It was just easier for me to do my vlogs because I could pick up my camera and go wherever I'm going and then stitch a story together. Yeah. But I felt like this is the best comeback for MIMO. Yay. Which is now getting not only Julia's opinion, but also the intelligent, ever so wisdom-esque LYDIAKM. You know, Lydia, you talk and I have to close my mouth. I'm like, yeah, that's so true. You find yourself agape. So, if you guys
now listen to that pressure. Now, okay, brain makes sense. So don't disgrace
let me down. Okay. For those of you who don't know how MIMO works, it's basically I have you guys email me questions around love and relationships, career, friendships, self-growth, self-development, things that you're struggling with or trying to figure out, and then you send them to my email and I respond to them on my YouTube channel anonymously, usually, unless somebody specifically wants to be given a shout out. And as I was saying earlier, actually, when I was calling you, just FYI, Lydia is half of the amazing podcast and YouTube channel, the TMI podcast. When I called her, I was like, we need to do MIMO. She was like, you guys actually do something similar called The Dilemma?
Yeah, it's a dilemma episode we do like every couple of episodes. Yeah. So I guess you should also check them out, right? So I have a bunch of emails that I got. I selected 4 from my old MIMOs because I still have a backlog. If you want to send your question, by the way, just wait till the end of the episode and I'll give you details on how you can send in your question for us to tackle on MIMO. I picked 4 because a lot of people like to talk about love and relationships because that's what our life is kind of revolve around.
100%. And for me that's like the theme of my life, love and relationships.
I feel like it's everyone's. It's just I don't know what it is. Even sometimes on TMI we get people who are just like, hey, you guys are always talking about, it's always about men. It's not about men. It's just that your life is centered so much around the relationships that you have, whether it's family, friendship, and a lot of it is romantic relationships because of how we are conditioned.
I agree 100%. The most fun thing for me to talk about is love and relationships. That's like the biggest pillar, actually, even in TLC. I've always said my top pillar is love and relationships.
And that's okay. I love that.
So I selected 4 and my friend here, Lydia, hasn't seen any. No. I thought we would only pick 2, but she's like, Jules, we have to do all 4 of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's do it this way. You see the ones I've circled over here? Let's start with this one, which is the relationship one. And then we go to this one, which is not so relationship-y. And then we go to this one and then that one.
That's fine.
So I want you to read them.
Okay, cute.
Because I know what they're saying.
Okay.
But I tried my best not to think of what I'm gonna respond so we can be authentic for both of us.
Yay!
Okay, it might have some grammatical errors, so I'll try. It's a read as you go kind of thing.
Okay, cool. Hi Jules, I'm 24 years old. I've been in a relationship with this guy, also 24 years old. We have dated for 1 year and a few months now. When the relationship was new, he was a very nice guy. He would take me out, he'd show me off, hold my hand in public and stuff like that. He was living with his parents when we started dating. A few months in, he moved in with his friend who is a guy. I was about to finish campus and I wanted to start something in his hometown, so he decided to rent a bigger house so that I could stay there for a while. But because of COVID, I wasn't able to start my business. I stayed home, but I would go visit him. I was in Nairobi and an hour and he was in Nanyuki, so yes, the distance, but I would go visit him and even spend a whole week or so. Recently I was able to move to Nanyuki, but the guy has changed. The first day I went, he was nice to me and it was all vibes. The second day he said he was going for a job meeting but didn't come back to the house and his phone went off for the night. He didn't come back in the morning, and he didn't switch his phone on until 5 in the evening the next day. I confronted him and he said he slept at the place where they were having the meeting. He said they got drunk after the meeting and no one went home because no one was sober enough to drive. He then brought up an old argument, something that we had already resolved. Then he said that he wanted a day off. Yes, crazy as it may sound, he said I could sleep there, but he said he needed time off. He would go sleep at his friends. Luckily, my older sister had moved to Nanyuki a while back, so I went to her place. I asked the guy whether he wants to break up, and he said no. I would love to hear your opinion on this, Jules. Thank you and lots of love.
Love right back. Love right back.
Yeah, that is rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
But you know, it seems like this narrative is around one day. The second day after he came back.
I think it was kicked off.
It was kicked off by this one day, but now that's the energy.
That's the energy of the relationship. Mind you, everything was nice and dandy at the beginning, but it's that thing of my phone was off. Oh, I couldn't pick because we were drunk. I couldn't come because no one could drive. I couldn't leave because of curfew. Guys, by the way, my cats are here.
Oopsie.
Sorry guys, my cats are here and there's going to be meowing and commotion, and I'm not here to chase them away. They are part of the family, so yes,
it's fine. It's the beauty of being at Jules.
Yeah, so he's probably gonna come here at some point and say hello.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I personally feel like a lot of times when you're around someone, you almost always know what the vibe is, right? But you guys have been together for over a year now. If it's one night, I feel like this is obviously disrespectful and it completely crosses the line. But I don't particularly, I feel like this is a conversation. This is a place to place boundaries. So I get that, you know, people got drunk and everything like that, but I personally would appreciate if you made an effort to make sure that you're communicating, especially if you're not coming home. And also if you want to draw boundaries about him being not being out for so long, you're allowed to do that. I don't think it's okay for you to be going out and the next time I'm hearing from you is 5 p.m. the next day. That you can happily tell him what your boundaries are, and you can place it from a place of when you go out and you stay all night, or in that situation I feel X. And so you can express yourself about how you feel more than condemning his action, because the point of it is that it's making you feel something that you're not happy about. So drawing boundaries right there, you're going to do it. However,
but how do you, before when you go so far, because for me I had a very different opinion, but you've said something here and I'm like, actually it is true. It is, that's the time to draw the boundary rather than attack the behavior, because for me,
shouldn't attack
me, I'd go and attack the behavior
almost naturally. By the way, anything I advise is not from the place of maybe I've never attacked behavior. It's from the place of we're advising you, so we're trying to give you the best foot forward. So of course you just be like, who do you think you are? You're going out, I know you are with your horse. That's exactly what you'd most likely say. But maybe after you do all of that, or if you're able to contain it, the point is to tell somebody what you are not going to accept, because boundaries are not about managing other people or controlling other people. They're about letting other people know what you are willing to accept in your space and the behavior that you're going to be comfortable with if they're willing to be in your life, because it's not a must, by the way.
And so so how do you create this boundary? So for example, you say this doesn't fly with me. So if it happens again, what do you say? Is it over, or we won't, like, what would a boundary look like? Okay, so for me, a boundary in this kind of situation would be, personally, I am not going to tolerate you going out and being out until 5 p.m. in the next day. I think it's feasible that you are going to have some means of communication with me. It's feasible to believe that you're going to find a charger somewhere. Even if you have the best of the best phones, there's somebody who probably has your charger. Also, making it a priority to communicate with me. So not just my phone went off and da-da-da-da-da. Even if his phone died, he has this many boys who are in the same house. All their phones died at the same time.
You know, it's like if your phone died until 4 a.m. but your phone has died the whole next day as well. And also you're staying with this friend that we don't know about.
They're probably on a drinking bench.
Yeah, so for me, I'll just say that, first of all, me, I probably wouldn't be talking to them. I wouldn't be talking to them for a minute. That would be it would be hot, but I would tell them that that's unacceptable behavior and I'm not willing to have it. If it's something that continues, then you're going to have to decide what the consequences of your boundaries are. Because if this becomes a pattern behavior, you're gonna wait for time 3, for time 4, for time 5. It's for you to decide when you feel like somebody is not listening to you. Because a different scenario could happen that has nothing to do with drinking and partying, and his phone did go off. So is it the phone going off, or is it like everything else around? But all of those things, you would know how you feel about that kind of situation. Communication is a must when somebody is out and when you guys are serious. It's not a conversation. So I would tell oopsie.
You're not used to him?
I'm not. I'm not used to being around animals, so I keep forgetting that they're here until they jump on me.
Hi baby, can you just give us like 10 minutes? Maybe like 30 minutes. He wants to take a nap and he wants to take a nap on me. Imagine I have to take them out.
See, he can't. So let him take a nap.
Okay. Kijana.
Yeah.
Guys, that's Shadow.
It's Shadow.
Rescues. And he has decided that Lydia is where it's at.
That's fine. But yeah, so I would be saying that that's unacceptable behavior based on what I expect from my boyfriend. And the way I felt, the insecurity I felt, the worry that I felt is something which I'm trying to avoid. I never want to do that, right? And so I'm saying this I'm saying it like I'm condemning the behavior, but really honestly what you're trying to focus on is how it made you feel. I felt scared, I felt insecure, and I felt sad because I've just come and this is day 2 and you are out with your friends up until the next day. So I felt alone and I didn't feel welcome in your home. So express that. But then now he's a trick. When she asked him, do you want to break up? He said no. I feel like that's just men.
So you know what?
Men don't break up. They sit with you, treat you like shit until you feel so bad about yourself and then that you leave.
Yeah. So for me, but if he starts to whatever, let me know. To bug you.
Oh, okay, no.
My issue is that he brought up an old fight.
And she won't tell us what that is.
Yeah, because she says, I confronted him and he said he slept at the place where they were having the meeting. And they got drunk after the meeting and no one went home because no one was sober enough to drive. He then brought up an old argument, something that we had already resolved. He said he wanted a day off. Yes, crazy as it may sound, he said I could sleep there, but since he needed time off, he'd go sleep at his friends again.
No,
you see. So for me, I wouldn't even, I don't think I would do this is the boundary, because I've been banned. You know, I think some of you people have not, Nairobi has done for me serious.
But is it feasible for you to leave a year-plus relationship? Because for me, the break and the going to the house, that's when I would have been like, that's not happening.
Yeah,
so I would have accepted that.
Okay, so I wouldn't, okay. For me, this would be a huge dent in the relationship.
It would, but you see, it's like a storm out and leave.
This is how all this behavior begins.
Yeah.
This is how it starts. First, the benders. I don't know how I can deal with the drinking and disappearing. And then second, it's the gaslighting. Actually you're the problem, not me. And then you can stay in my house if you want, but I'm going back to that house to continue the bender.
Sorry, for me that would be it.
So if I actually, in my big age right now, if a guy does that and everything I've gone through, when I've not learned lessons, I'll be like, actually, you know what? Please go to that house. I don't think I would. For me, that's a big red flag. And for me, unfortunately, I feel like it's enough for me to leave. If that happened to me today, I would actually, I don't know if I'd officially tell him it's over. I would probably, it's not healthy, this toxic behavior, like that silent treatment thing. But he's abusive. He's abusive, but he's doing the same to you by going to this house.
So you should do it as well, Jules.
Me, I'm just being sincere. I'm not going to pretend and give you like, oh my god, just do this and do this. Maybe it was me. I would go to my sister's house and I will not talk to you.
Yeah.
And I would now, maybe I won't break up immediately, but what I would do is I would start setting up my exit and setting up my support system, right? You know, and slowly unwinding from that relationship, because I cannot date somebody like that.
But that's not silent treatment. Silent treatment is when the other person is unaware of why they're having silent treatment. If you wrong me and I am like, I'm angry, and I stop talking to you, that's not silent treatment, because you are aware of why I'm not I'm not teaching you that way, especially if it's just like, I don't want to communicate at the moment, blah, 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 blah. You are allowed to have a break of talking from someone that isn't abusive, but it's somebody has walked in here, you are like, are you okay? I don't even know in which life that somebody has the balls to be telling me they're going back to the house they just came from and we haven't talked in a year. I personally feel like men don't always know how to tell you, I don't want you anymore, but they sure know how to show it. They sure know how to show it.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what else? I think that guy met a girl in that house. Okay, this is my overthinking mind.
Or she was already there.
She was already there. There's a girl who he has always liked and had a massive connection or a crush on. And she was there that night and she was not going anywhere. And he's like, I'm not going back to my girlfriend's house.
I think that he's already been seeing someone. You see, she wasn't in a Nuki. She wasn't in a Nuki, so he's been there, I guess, on his own. I feel like he has a full-blown relationship. This other friend, I feel like, is a girl. It's a girl who he's seeing, so it was very easy.
You never know. You never know.
2022, anything is possible. Anything, whether it's Steve or Sally, I think he's been seeing someone. And guess what? Because a one-night stand is not somebody who you necessarily want to run to immediately after a fight with your girlfriend, because your girlfriend is still home. So this one is more than just a one-night stand.
Yeah, why would you need space for somebody who's asking, where have you been? Your phone has been off. Oh, first of all, the problem is you, not me. And then I'm out. You see? You see what I'm saying? I've been through that shit, and I've gone back apologizing, and I feel like I've done something wrong. And I take stock when I look back at those relationships. I'm like, I never did anything wrong. You made me think
that you did something
that I did something wrong. And now I have, personally, I have no capacity. But you see, our beautiful girl here is only 24. I think she needs to go through the emotion. It has happened. But even if you're not ready to leave, just start taking stock.
I think that
or start preparing your heart, because I have no confidence to tell you that, you know, maybe he was going through something. Maybe I have no confidence to say that. Based on the information.
And also the fact that he was so quick to run, because one of the most important things in a relationship that you want is somebody who sits to work it out. That's a big part. You can have love, friendship, sexual chemistry, everything. But if somebody is not willing to sit in the mess that you both created, because it's both of you, and actually resolve it, you're on your own.
Yeah, and
you are in a relationship on your own.
One thing you cannot avoid, like death and taxes, is conflict in relationships. No matter how happy you are, you might not have to, maybe you don't fight, but you'll always have conflict. I think the most important tool to have as an adult who wants to be in a relationship is healthy conflict resolution.
And that takes at least stay for us to be unhealthy together, to have unhealthy conflict resolution. But the fact that you've left, that's already a healthy conflict resolution. They're leaving, you're avoiding.
That's avoidant behavior, and let me tell you, I would rather die than go back into that lifestyle. Let's go to the next question.
So our advice is, girl,
advice is, I would say no. And if you're, I would say, personally, I would say just leave. But not like that, because I also don't believe in sudden breakups.
And also, you can let your emotions sit. It's a bit hard.
It's a bit hard.
But my therapist always says that let your emotions sit, so that when you make a decision, you don't do something abrupt, because immediately after abruptness, you feel shame. You don't want that.
So I don't believe in that sudden, like, you know what, I'm done, it's over. I did that in my 20s. Like, I'd be like, I'm done, it's over. But that was I used to flee. Like, I used to be like, hey, I don't want to be hurt, so let me leave before the heart gets more.
I've realized I have that tendency.
You did it? You have it as well.
I have a very, things are hard. Ooh, I'm a princess.
I'm not here for this. So when I just see, hey, I am just like, it's a wrap. But I think we should also acknowledge that it takes time for you to get into a relationship with somebody. So getting out might also take some time. So give yourself that grace. But if I was your sister, I'd be like, babe, even if you're not ready to leave, start preparing. Like, start the exit plan. So by the time you're ready to leave, you're out and you're done, and it's a wrap. Or maybe he was going through something, but I doubt it.
And that's not my problem. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna have you read the second one. One moment, I forgot to put my phone on silence.
Both wearing Encanto, actually.
We are both wearing Encanto. This is the over 25.
Cute. These are so cute. This is a gift from Joe.
Let me see this. Oh, this is cute.
Hey Jules, I really hope you have been well and thriving.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice.
there is an issue I would love to hear your opinion on. I'm a 30-year-old female, and I have a friend who I have known and been very close to since high school. She's a good friend, and I'm so grateful that she is my friend. However, my issue is that she copies almost everything I do, and it gets on my nerves. Nerves is in caps. For example, I decided to get a certain item from my place, or maybe show interest in some type of clothing or a solo activity that I would like to do. She immediately adds it to her to-do list, to get list, and I will now be searching for the same thing. And we will now be searching for the same thing. These could be things that she initially wouldn't care for and totally opposed to, but as soon as I say I want to get it, she will also want. She will sometimes even exert and pressure herself to do those things just to get on the same level. Okay, so this I feel big girl, small girl, big sister, small sister energy. This is usually what happens when you are in admiration with someone and you just kind of want to be like them, right? However, what she might not even see is that she's kind of taking bits of your identity, and you don't want that, because what you want to do is feel like you're expressing your own sense of identity on your own. But I don't know if this is she's a bad friend thing. I think this is a conversation with my good friend. I feel like this is I know I've noticed that, you know, every time I say that I want something, you want it too, and explain to her how that affects you, because at the end of the day, if you know, she's trying to be like you, so this isn't something that I can see to be malicious. I just feel like she wants to be like you. Maybe you're like this pink babe, and she admires you, and she thinks that being like you is what is gonna make her feel a particular way about herself, and it might not be true, but that's what she thinks. So personally, I would have a sit down with her and explain to her in the most delicate way how it's affecting you. As cute as it might be, you can tell her that it's affecting you negatively and see how she reacts.
So I just wish I knew why it's getting on her nerves.
But I mean, that could be annoying, period. I can see how.
You know something? If me and you have a healthy healthy is not the word. If we have a relationship with a clear conscience, there is no jealousy behind. There is no old unresolved beef. There is no, and you come to my house to see a blue couch and go buy a blue couch. I'll be okay, because I'm like, you're my best friend, I love you. But persistent, even if it's persistently, because I have friends, like for me and my friend Edith, like, oh my god, we have such similar styles. We end up buying the same handbags, same whatever, same things for the houses, same plants, same almost everything. And if she buys something that I have or gets the same watch that I have, I don't feel anything. But there are some people out there who will constantly, persistently copy me, and maybe I feel somewhere because I think there's unresolved.
But you know, they've been friends since high school.
Since high school,
of course, there's
unresolved issue. And sometimes I feel like when people say, let's just sit down and talk, that's the difficulty she's having, because she probably knows that you should sit down and talk, but she's unable to have that conversation with her friend. And also, I think she also wants to figure out, is it okay that I'm feeling irritated? Is it me that needs to fix this? Or is it a conversation I need to have with somebody? Because sometimes the problem is you. You need to go and do your own self-work and let the person continue doing what they're doing. You know, you can't go and resolve everything with everybody that's affecting you.
It's true. I get that.
There's some things you have to say, this is now my work. It's not for you to change the situation and change them for you to feel better. You have to figure out how to feel better on your own. Because you might not be able to get the resolution you need from other people. So I think it's good. You need to have a conversation with you should, but we don't know the dynamic, and that's why I like that we're having two different opinions with this. Because I don't know what the dynamic of your friendship is. If somebody is irritating me because they are copying me, and I have been in that situation, it's because there were unresolved issues. I felt like it didn't feel like admiration, it felt like jealousy. It felt like this person is jealous of me and sits pretty with me, never gives me my flowers, but they are copying me. Everything I do, how I speak, who I want to hang out with. They want to hang out with my friends. If you come and not hang out with my friends, and I find you talking like me and whatever, I'll be like, because we're friends, like we rub off on each other, because we don't have any unresolved issues. And I don't feel a threat to my identity when you're trying to take things away from me.
I feel like things always matter in a different way based on who's doing it and where they found you. So for example, if I'm having an identity crisis and I'm feeling like really bad about myself, that's gonna affect me very differently than when I'm at my most confident, right? So there's so many elements where you personally are the person who is in who's making it, who's having stuff, and then there's also the other person's things. But in friendship, what I personally believe is it should be a safe space for me to come and have a conversation, whether or not it's my stuff.
What if it's not a safe space, babe?
If it's not a safe space, you guys aren't friends, so this conversation is pointless. If this is a friendship which you want to say,
maybe the person is very, you see, because she says there's a part she said, at least they copy very, is it aggressively? Like there's a time
she pushes herself.
So actually I'm assuming, just pure assumption, this is somebody who is very combative.
Right.
You know me, like maybe I don't want to come and have a sit down because you're so combative. How do you feel like? Even if we're having conflict resolution, it's me who's always going to be the problem.
I get that. So here's the thing, you decide all the points that Jules have made, whether or not there's an unresolved issue. If there is, you treat that. You treat that with the conversation, not the copying, because that's what be a symptoms of that first issue. The second thing is, if she's a confrontational person or this is not a friendship which is worth saving, exit. It's pointless. But if it is, if you're emailing Jules, I assume it's a friend who you want to actually work with. And sometimes the culture of your relationship might need to be really rooted from the bottom, because sometimes she is a combative one. You are always saying sorry, but after this you guys have to set a different tone. And a different tone is set because you guys are doing different things. So if you want a different energy to start rolling out, you have to actually turn it around by doing something different. So that conversation, if you guys have never had it, it's time to have it.
I agree. So I think at the end of the day, we're both in agreement that a conversation needs to be had. But prepare yourself for that.
Prepare yourself, and also speak very much from how you feel, because as we've said, this is a feeling that me and Jules might not even care about. In fact, I find it so cute when my friends copy me, because I'm just like, oh my God, they want to be like me.
No, but we have experienced, babe, the other one.
I've never experienced the other one.
And then it's never hit me until you see what this person has said here initially. This person is even like, it's something they're saying they don't like. I would just let me read that sentence again. These could be things that she initially wouldn't care for,
but now
or totally opposed to. So you're like, me, I can never wear wigs. I don't like wigs. You even made me feel away about wearing wigs, and then you go wear a wig the next week.
Yeah.
You see?
So she's experienced the malicious one. So you've got to decide for yourself: is this the I admire you, big sister energy, or is this the it's a bit malicious and you might have like undertones of jealousy, and then know how to deal with it? But if you go to her and you tell her, I think it's amazing that you clearly take inspiration from me about how I live my life and everything that I do, but I'm feeling some kind of way about you copying everything that I do. Is there a reason why you do that? Go in there with curiosity more than judgment, because you don't know why she does that.
You don't go in ready for war.
You don't go ready for war, because if you do go ready for war, she's gonna also be ready as well, because she can defend herself. So if you go in with curiosity to understand why, then that's fine. And personally, as much as I feel like it's my responsibility that when my friend comes with her stuff, is to create a home for that stuff, and then we work around that, because sometimes you're insecure. You're having your insecure time, then the way you've come at me is like, that's not the you that I know. And then we can go through the, are you okay? Because we used to do this before. Or maybe she would tell you, remember when you used to do that when we were in our early 20s? You used to do that for me all the time. Now I just like the way you are. So you never know what her reasoning is behind. So go in with curiosity and an open mind and see what comes out of it.
Okay, I like that.
You
know what? I've never done more than one MIMO in one sitting.
How many
we've done two. So
it's up to you. You decide.
We're still rolling. So I'm thinking.
You decide.
I'm thinking let's pick one more.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna do one more, guys. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Remember to give us a thumbs up.
I hope this finds you well and you're keeping safe. I think you're gorgeous and full of positive energy. She definitely is. I miss your podcast, all of us.
First, did you say that? I didn't see that. Okay, it's coming back. IRP.
When we've been recording. I'm searching for podcast. we were just like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the energy.
It's coming back soon.
So for the past 6-ish years, since 2015, I've been down and unable to move past my academic failure. I have been depressed in silence, experiencing lows, and crippling anxiety about my future. I got a C+, ended up doing a course I didn't like. I was lucky to get a job right after uni, but I'm miserable. P.S. I'm 23, graduated in 2019. So my question is, do grades matter in life, and what point does society stop valuing you based on your academic achievements? I'm sorry for the lengthy email. Love you tons. Looking forward to your response. I feel like this has more to do with the interpretation of your grades and the way you value yourself based on your grades more than society itself. Number one, I empathize on the fact that because you didn't get the grade that you wanted, you went to a course you didn't like. That absolutely sucks. And now that you're in a job that you don't like at all, I get that, right? But all of this is stemming from how you feel about yourself now that all this has happened, right? So let me give you an example. So I really wanted to go to Cardiff Uni. I was desperate to go to Cardiff Uni, but I wasn't serious when I was in college, not at all. So I ended up going to Essex Uni, which was my second choice because my best friend was going there. I was just so sure I would go to Cardiff, but that was not the uni I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to a different one. But after it happened, naturally it was like tears. Whoa is me, the world has ended. But afterwards, I tried to see what about the experience I'm going through I could turn into something positive, right? So the first thing was that I was going to uni with my best friend. I was going to go somewhere where there was like so much a really big international student body, and I was like, that could be interesting. And it turns out that that's actually one of the reasons why I decided to come back to Kenya, because the international students were were so about going back to Africa. So it changed the trajectory of my life in the most positive way. So the thing is, number one, forgive yourself for not having the grades that you were supposed to have, and accept that the past is not going to be different. This is where you are, but where do you pivot from here? What can you do now? So you have a job. That is something which is, you're so lucky to get a job straight after uni, because so many people feel depressed.
I guess it's uni once.
So many people feel depressed because of not having a job. So you have a job, so at least you have some money coming in. What can you do with the money that you have now to recreate your life? Maybe you can start a business. Maybe you can follow the other passion that you have. You have some power. But I understand that depression and anxiety makes you feel like you don't. So I get that. But the way to do past it is to understand that you are in this position. We are past the grades and things like that. Now how do we pivot?
So one of the biggest, I think the worry that I was saying she was also having, I'm not sure if it's a she, but
I feel like it's a she.
Yeah, it's a she, right? I think the issue she was really having is, does my grade determine if I'll be successful in life?
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Period.
It doesn't.
But if you think it does,
if you think it does,
100%.
Yeah, I like that you said that. 100%. And I think this is a good opportunity to talk about the kind of pressure that 844 used to give us. Now it's not 844. I don't even know what system we are in. I don't have kids. I just hear kids are doing.
Me neither.
I don't know. Yeah.
What are they calling it? I can't remember.
I don't know. It's not even I think it's a word. It's not a number.
It's a word. It's not,
it's not 844 734.
God, I should know that. Talking about this. Anyway,
So 844. So KCSE, there's a lot of pressure at 9 Form 4 to perform well, and we were actually told every day of Form 4, even from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, that your grade determines your future. So if you get a bad grade, it means you're just gonna be you're gonna be a broke, starving worker or non-worker. And we tied our identity so much to these grades, to the point that some people are even committing suicide because they've not gotten the grade they wanted. Some people are getting into depression because they're not getting into the degree that they wanted. But I'm just here to tell you that I sat in rooms where I got a B+ in KCSE. I really wanted an A. I was just a few points from an A-, and that really stressed my life. But I didn't even want to do the things that A- will give me access to, which is medicine, CG. I did not want to do those things. For me, it was the bragging right and the thing to be like, I am an A student, you know. But I've sat in rooms where we are doing meetings, getting millions of shillings from clients with a guy who got a D, and I'm here there with my B+, and we are doing the same job. Do you understand? I don't think your grade determines your future. Another reason I don't think your grade determines your future is because, like she said, if you decide that it will determine your future, it can. Okay, your mentality can shift how your life will turn out.
Absolutely.
And this can be your decision or it can be external factors. I started my high school in a public high school, which was dope. I enjoyed it. Of course, we were bullied like crazy, but I remember just thinking, wow, there's so much community here. When you're many people in one school, like I really enjoyed that part of being in that school. Then I transferred to a private school. My mom was like, we are transferring you. I didn't even know me. I just was waking up in the morning. I was told we are going to wear a uniform today. I'm like, what? Yet I'd already called my friend saying, fuck, we're going to school Kesho, we're back to this shithole. Those days we didn't have mobile phones. So I went to transfer to a new school without even telling my friends, my best friends. Anyway, I go to this new school and the classes were less congested. There's just a different energy in the school. Everything that was being taught had graphs on the walls. Like it felt like I was in a really bougie 844 school. But it's like my mind opened up and I moved from an average student to above average. And I think I just still ended up in the same place I am today. The point I'm telling you here is, it's your mentality is what determines your future, determines your performance, not the grade that you've gotten. You have people who got that C because of where they were and the school they were in and the environment they're in. Maybe it was not encouraging them to be creative about how to study and solve problems. But then they'll go out into the real world and they realize, God damn it, I actually think I perform better as an adult than I did as a high school student, because the focus of being in high school was purely grades in Kenya. In Kenya, they don't encourage other parts of your brain. You see, so you're thinking the C+ has determined your future. But there's things that are still so much potential that is unlocked inside you, and you will. Can you imagine? You're sitting there saying, "Yeah, me, I got a B+. Yeah, I got an A-. So I'm this person." But can you imagine being the C+ person sitting with people who are A students, and you've reached the same place as them, or even surpassed them? Secondly, the doctors and lawyers and whoever that we're all aspiring to be, those things are not as aspiration as they used to be. And please don't take this the wrong way. I respect all the doctors and lawyers and
it's just opened up a bit more.
It's opened up a bit more. When we were young, it was either this or this or this as the measure of success. Now you have somebody who's a fashion designer. You have somebody who is a content creator. You have somebody who's started to open a business for doing wigs. Somebody who's importing clothes and selling them. Somebody has their own tailors. These are people of all grades, but they can all be equally successful.
It's true.
So my thing would be, don't let that grade define your intelligence. Sorry guys, if you're noticing there's a bit of change in the frame. I had to change the battery real quick. But I was just saying that grade should not identify you. Even the people of A's, that grade should not identify you, because there's people out here with A's who are struggling to make ends meet.
Absolutely. I personally am a big believer in your mindset. Maybe I can advise you to read the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. It came to me at a time when I had just moved back and I was trying to figure myself out, and it was so much anxiety and angst and not knowing where to start and all of those things, and it made me feel very rooted in the way my mentality can change the way I do things. In the book they talk about a test where like let's say you're holding down my arm and you're told to do affirmations of strength. You're more likely to hold it up than when you're doing affirmations of weakness, because your body automatically resonates with what's happening with your mind. And that's the same thing with the actions you take, your creativity. If I'm in a space of I am the bad bitch that I deserve to be, I tend to create better content. I'm warmer to my friends, I'm better to myself. So when you change that mentality, it could really change a lot. However, if this depression is getting to the point where it's unshakable, you might need some help. You might need some professional help. You can seek out a counselor, a therapist, whatever it is accessible to you. There are a lot of pages on Instagram. You can find something that's a bit more affordable, even if it's like a session or so, because at least you're working, you might be able to afford that. They might be able to give you some insight that's more tailor-fitted to you and the details that you give them than we might be able to do. But I'm such a firm believer in I can change my life like this, with consistency. I'm meditating, journaling, working out, reading, nurturing your mind in a way that that supports the kind of life that you want. So we empathize. We've both been there. My parents are both teachers. So before we went abroad to England, my mom was working in my school. Then when my mom left, my dad came as vice principal. Can you imagine the pressure of grades for a child like that? It's like if you're not number one, you are of course a failure. It's like your teacher, your parents are teachers. You go home with teachers, and yet you're not being number one, you know. So I know what that pressure feels like. But as we become adults, we have to take a certain sense of responsibility over our lives to undo, to unlearn some of the things that we've learned that keep us in situations that we don't deserve. Because you're here working, you're making your bag. Maybe you don't like your job, but that's, I promise you, a big positive. Yeah, a very big positive.
And I think the final thing I'd like to say about this is, I know people from the class I was in that did not perform well, had grades or lower, and they're doing well.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that. Yeah. Like, as Lydia was talking, I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, I remember so and so, I remember so and so, I remember so and so. And I'm like, some of these people have, hell yeah, like they have better jobs than me, you see. But there's somebody out there who is sitting on their potential because they believed, man, I'm not even a chop, so I won't be able to do business well, or I won't be. Imagine, it's not true. You can still make it. You can make it at 18, you can make it at 28, at 38, at 48, at 58, at 78, and 80 something. Because I saw this thing. There's a woman who became the most famous artist in her 80s. Yeah, a painter. Yeah, a visual artist. And I'm like, your journey is your journey. That C+ is not a curse. You're still God's chosen, and you will still make it in life, but you have to decide. Yeah, because what you think is what your life experience will be. What your life is a mirror of your thoughts. Yeah, a lot of the thoughts you have, some of them are not your fault. Of course, there's childhood trauma, there's a lot of fear, society, but now that's where intent comes and says, you know, I am choosing this, even though this has happened to me. And those things that have happened to me that are actually not in my control, you, instead of complaining about them, just say they are part of my purpose, because they're going to get me to work where I want to be. Yeah. You know, the thing I want to achieve starts with the problem that I have right now. Am I not? Am I wrong? Yeah. You cannot problem solve if there are no problems to solve, and you cannot live life feeling like. You cannot live life in a constant state of bliss. Everything is working out. Let me tell you, you'll be so bored you'll jump off a bridge. So we thrive as humans in the idea of there's a problem here, I need to solve it. So now enjoy that process. I got a C+, I'm going to solve this. I'm going to work on my mentality. I'm going to do better, and I'm going to make it. What do I like? What kind of communities can I join where people uplift me? What hobbies can I do that I don't even have to turn into a business, but like, first start feeling good. First start feeling good about yourself. Let's start from there. Start feeling proud about who you are in spite of your grade. Yeah. End of the day, your grade does not define you. And nothing in this life defines you other than what defines you then?
Who you are. Who you are is who you are. But what we usually define ourselves with what we do, where we are from, our achievements, our titles. But who you are is who you are. Your essence just speaks for itself. That's why when somebody walks in the room, when Jules walks in the room, I can just feel who she is. I don't know everything about her, but I can just feel it. And so who you are is who you are. But one of the things you need to let go of is who you really wanted to be with that A. Let that go.
Could you say that again? For the people in the back? You need to do what for change?
You need to let go of who you think you'd have been with that A. That, whether it's like the bad B that everyone likes, whether it's that asset in the relationship, whether it's that vision of who you wanted to be, you've got to kill it. It's like a relationship. That dream of having babies and walking down the aisle with this man, it's dead. Yeah. It's dead. Yeah. You're not that person. But guess what? You can actually still have that life, and even better, but you're not going to have the A. It's gone.
Yeah, that's done. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, if you've loved this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and share with anybody who you think might benefit from this conversation. Lydia, I hope you've been happy on my channel. Do you feel welcome?
It.
Do you love it here?
I do. Look at Shadow. He is literally so sharing all the love.
My cat has been on your lap the whole time.
I know.
This is my
love
cat
it.
who I feed and groom.
I know. This is what happens. This is what happens.
You see, good energy. Good energy.
I was say, like, if your energy is open, you align with like babies and animals, innocent creatures that don't care about anything else. So I'm glad my energy is open today. But you've been so welcoming and you're so warm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure you come back, and then maybe you can also invite me onto your channel. I don't know if you have any personal projects.
Imagine I don't have a personal project.
I am inside that thing.
I need to get serious. People keep telling me to open a YouTube channel, but here I am.
Yeah,
chilling.
or a podcast.
Right?
You have a lot to say.
Thank you.
You don't have to do it on video, but you know.
Yeah. Thank you
Guys,
so much, Jules.
Tell us, just leave in the comments, what do you think you should do? Podcast, YouTube channel, both, all of the above. Comment section, guys. Remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow Lydia, and I'll leave her details over here. LYDIAKM on Instagram, and also her YouTube, her podcast with Murugi, which is TMI. It's always TMI.
Definitely
TMI. I'll see you guys here next time, and spread the love far and wide. Have a good day wherever you are in life. Acceptance is key. Bye. Adios.